I'm pretty good. Or am I? So when you're a self-taught guitarist, one of the hardest parts is identifying how good you are. You can kind of like objectively know what makes a good guitarist, like knowing songs or ear training, music theory knowledge. And if you know that stuff, that's good, but it's also easy to lie to ourselves about how much of it we actually know. Because when you don't know that much, you might think that you know everything. So it can be kind of hard to like pinpoint how good you actually are. You know what I mean? And then on the other end, there's some videos on YouTube that are like levels of guitar. And then by level 3, the guy's going like, and then you're like, oh, I'm bad. Which also isn't necessarily the case. So in researching this video, I just Googled guitar skill tests. And there are a lot of tests out there, and most of them are not great. So in this video, I wanted to narrow it down to the best tests available so you can find out what guitar skill level you are, objectively. I just want to preface this by saying it doesn't really matter how good you are if you're able to do what you want to do with the instrument. But in case you can't, then I find that having objective tests and like objective markers to work towards can help you improve better and faster. So the first skill test is the ABRSM guitar grades. So this one is like the establishment. Boo! But if you've ever had a friend learn music, or if you've ever learned music formally, you've probably come across these. These are the tests that they would do to like kind of figure out where you're at. So they're pretty good for like testing you. But since the tests are designed by like professionals in the institution, they're really good at like categorizing and like differentiating different skill levels and then placing you in one of them so you can know what you need to improve to get to the next one. The placement test consists of 5 sections. The first is you have to know 3 pieces from a list of songs. The second is scales. Each grade consists of a list of scales of like increasing difficulty that you'll have to be able to play on the spot. The third is arpeggios. Fourth is sight reading. Fifth is an oral exam. Oral means your guitar. But also, I feel like the point of being self-taught is that you don't have like other people. However, the test syllabus and like everything you need to know for the test is all available online. So if you just want to go through it and like learn it comfortably to the point where you would be able to take a test, you can do that. So that's good. If you want to measure your guitar ability more conventionally, this is like the most conventional. Although it's not all sunshines and rainbows, there are a couple downsides. The first and most prominent is that it's for classical guitar and nylon strings, which I assume most of us aren't learning. If you are, it's great, but if you're more of a the rest of us, like, it makes sense because it is like a highly regarded institution, and like modern guitars are very rock and roll and badass. So like while a lot of it is transferable, a lot of it isn't, but they do have a heavy focus on music theory, which I feel like a lot of self-taught guitarists don't, which is definitely something you should learn. But I feel like a lot of guitarists put more time into like hands-on technique, like that, and there are tests for that too. So the second kind of tests are with interactive learning programs like Musician specifically. If you've ever used Musician, you probably know what I'm talking about, because in order to advance in a pathway, you have to like take skill tests to show that you have the skill. Wow. And these are great because they give real-time feedback and you can see like specifically what you're bad at in real time. However, the technology is not perfect, so sometimes you will do something well and it'll be like no, or vice versa. And the other downside is that playing Musician isn't the exact same as playing guitar. So like you might be a perfectly good guitarist, but if you're unfamiliar with the format, you might not be able to like transfer it to Musician right away. I feel like guitar games have a bit of a stigma against them, but every single day there are more interactive guitar programs and they're making the most of technology to help you learn guitar faster. So you should check them out. And the third way to assess how good you are at guitar is with online guitar courses like Justin Guitar, Guitar Tricks, Jam Play, you know them. And basically just dive into their curriculum and see how much you know of everything that like precedes a certain point. Most of them are broken up into levels, so then you just have a level of where you're at. And if you're unsure, you can just like pick a song or a lesson from that level, and can you do it? That's how you do it. And yeah, that's it. I know I definitely didn't mention like all the tests out there. So like if you have a better one or just like a fun one that you know of, let me know. I'd like to know. If not, thanks for watching. Thanks for making it to the end. And especially thank you to my patrons.